Welcome to our video channel, God's Promises, and today's video, Presents Bible Verse, Psalm 46-inch. Let's get started now. Psalm 46 is a powerful and comforting psalm that speaks to God's protection and strength in times of trouble. This psalm has been a source of inspiration and encouragement for many believers throughout the centuries. In this essay, we will explore the healing scriptures and complete story of Psalm 46, verse by verse. Verse 1. God is our refuge and strength, an ever-present help in trouble. This first verse sets the tone for the entire psalm. It declares that God is our refuge and strength, and that He is always with us to help us in times of trouble. The word refuge speaks of a safe place where we can go to find shelter and protection. The word strength speaks of the power and might of God that is available to us. Together, these words remind us that no matter what we face in life, God is always there to help us. Verse 2. Therefore we will not fear, though the earth give way and the mountains fall into the heart of the sea. This verse acknowledges that there are times when we may face situations that seem insurmountable. However, it reminds us that we do not need to fear, even in the face of great danger. The imagery of the earth giving way and the mountains falling into the sea speaks to the greatest of disasters and catastrophes. Yet, even in these extreme circumstances, we can have faith and trust in God's protection and care for us. Verse 3. Though its waters roar and foam and the mountains quake with their surging. This verse continues the theme of danger and disaster, but reminds us that God is greater than any storm or earthquake. The use of vivid imagery creates a sense of chaos and turmoil, but even in the midst of such tumult, God's power is greater. Verse 4. There is a river whose streams make glad the city of God, the holy place where the Most High dwells. This verse introduces the idea of a river that brings joy and gladness to the city of God. The river is symbolic of God's provision and blessing. It brings life and refreshment to those who dwell in the holy place of God. Verse 5. God is within her, she will not fall. God will help her at break of day. This verse speaks to the security and protection that is available to those who belong to God. The phrase, God is within her, suggests that God is present within the city of God, and therefore it will not fall. The promise that God will help at the break of day is a reminder that God's help is timely and always available. Verse 6. Nations are in uproar, kingdoms fall. He lifts his voice, the earth melts. This verse speaks to the power and authority of God. It reminds us that even when nations and kingdoms are in chaos, God is still in control. The imagery of God lifting his voice and the earth melting suggests that his power is absolute and all-encompassing. Verse 7. The Lord Almighty is with us. The God of Jacob is our fortress. This verse reaffirms the message of the first verse, that God is our refuge and strength. The use of the title, Lord Almighty, emphasizes God's power and might, and the reference to the God of Jacob reminds us of God's faithfulness to his people throughout history. Verse 8. Come and see what the Lord has done, the desolations he has brought on the earth. This verse invites us to look at the works of God and to see his hand in the world. It acknowledges that God has the power to bring desolation and destruction, but also to bring restoration and healing. Verse 9. He breaks the bow and shatters the spear. He burns the shields with fire. This verse speaks to the power of God to bring peace and end wars. The imagery of breaking the bow and shattering the spear suggests that God has the power to disarm even the most powerful weapons of war. The burning of the shields with fire speaks to the destruction of the instruments of war. Verse 10. He says, "Be still, and know that I am God. I will be exalted among the nations. I will be exalted in the earth." This verse speaks to the importance of stillness and silence before God. It reminds us to be still and to know that God is in control. The promise that God will be exalted among the nations and in the earth speaks to His ultimate power and authority. Verse 11. The Lord Almighty is with us. The God of Jacob is our fortress. This verse repeats the message of verse 7, reminding us that God is our fortress and protector. In conclusion, Psalm 46 is a powerful and comforting psalm that speaks to God's protection and strength in times of trouble. Its message of God's power and authority can bring healing and hope to those who are facing difficult circumstances. The vivid imagery and powerful language used in this psalm make it a timeless source of inspiration and encouragement for all who read it. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more inspirational content. See you in the next video. Wishing you a very happy day.